Hi everyone, Marla Miller from marlamiller.com presenting another quick query critique. I believe this is 70-second, don't hold me to it, but I think that it is. And for those of you who have asked if I'm going to be doing 2 a week anytime soon again, I'm really trying, but I've got a lot of projects out there. The store launch, thank you all for supporting it. You know, a lot of you bought, which is really cool. And got some buys from Twitter, guys. Really, get on Twitter. But I appreciate that. And I also have a book coming out really, really soon. And so I'm working on the marketing end of that with my author. I'm a with author on this book, and it's a fitness book. It's cool. So I can't wait to let you know about that. And family matters. Some family stuff is also, you know, on the table, and it's part of living. And so I've been doing all of that. So not to get you to feel sorry for me, although, no, I'm just kidding. But I'm working as fast as I can to get back to 2 because it's good for me to do 2 as well. Because those query letters are really very popular. It's where I get all of my people from across the country is through those queries. Okay, I'm going to stop talking right now and read this magazine query letter. Okay, here we go. Where's my glasses? Dear Blank, when I read CNN Traveler Marries the Best in Travel Journalism and Photography with the news values of CNN in the writer's market, I knew it was the best publication for my article titled Timeshares, Do You Feel Blessed or Bamboozled? Your website news article about taking part in one-on-one interview at the Blank Cane Festival in December to discuss what has changed in the world of luxury travel in the last 50 years led me to believe that my piece could not be timelier. Timeshares, Do You Feel Blessed or Bamboozled? Is a behind-the-scenes interview-based piece that takes a serious look at the advantages and pitfalls of timeshare ownership. According to interviews I have already conducted, the people that own timeshares are a disparate group. Despite the fact that I am one of the people on the bamboozled side of the fence, my goal is to conduct unbiased interviews with other timeshare holders in order to get to the heart of the issue. I've encountered many people that were sold on the fact that timeshares are members-only resorts, and as it turns out, members seem to be the only people that can't get a reservation unless they book them 1 year in advance. In the 3 years that we've owned our timeshare, my husband and I have been able to use it once. The resort is gorgeous, the employees top-notch, and my spa treatment the best I've ever received. The reservation process is, however, quite another story. I will be going to Blank again in November and plan to make it a working vacation. My goal is to speak with numerous people to find out how they feel about the value of membership. I will also conduct interviews with those who book their stay through other means, such as Expedia, blah, 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 and inquire about their costs and experiences as guests of the resort. My piece will include an interview with Blank and an attorney with Blank, a company whose sole purpose is to get people out of their timeshares. Most people do not realize that maintenance fees are passed on to their heirs, regardless of their ability to pay. Blank has many examples of what can happen to people's estates when timeshares are involved. I realize this is a controversial subject for a travel magazine, but if a behind-the-scenes headline, intriguing, and thought-provoking article is what CNN Traveler is looking for, I believe this is a perfect fit. I will, of course, have numerous photos to accompany the article. Then she gives her credentials, which are all local credentials, and then she ends it with that she's part of 2 groups, writers groups, and one of them is Christian-based. Thank you for taking the time to review my submission, and I look forward to hearing from you. Okay. There's really a lot in this query letter that I could respond to. Did you see me circling as I was reading through? And this isn't the first time I've read it. I think it's the 3rd. But this query letter, number 1, is just too cumbersome. There's just too much word-wise. So this would have to really be cut down. Because remember, you're pitching this to editors of magazines, and having been one for quite a while, you wouldn't believe the amount of pitches we get on a daily basis. So boy, you better hook me quick. And I mean quick. And the way to do that here is, number 1, I'm not even going to talk about CNN because this piece is way, this writer's creds are, you know, just she's reaching too high for CNN. I always tell writers, if you want to get into the freelance business, and she is in it at the local level, you go local, and then you go county, and then you go regional, and then you go state, and or rather state, regional, and then you go national, and you have a nice solid list of creds before you pitch to the big guys, unless you're pitching something that is very first person, which this potentially could be, because I think the only stuff in this letter that hooked me was the fact that when timeshares are passed on, that heirs, some fees, taxes, whatever, can be passed along. And I don't know that when people purchase timeshares that they know that. I certainly didn't, and I've been involved in this. But in terms of having to wait a year to get in, I think that's more common than this author might think. But so having said that, if she wanted to do a really first-person piece about the legal ramifications of owning a timeshare on one's estate, I would pitch that to boomer sites. I really would. I think boomers would really want to know that. Boomers and people who are older than that, don't you? I bet CNN knows this, and I'll bet CNN has done stuff like this because they're, again, they have investigative reporters for this. So I wouldn't compete with them. But I would hit boomer sites for sure. And I would do, make it a working vacation. That's cool. And interview people. I don't know, maybe even YouTube or, video people who are just shocked when they hear the news or whatever. But I would focus on that end of it, and I would let the boomers know that, hey, if you think these timeshares are, whatever, there's strings attached. So that's the meat of this piece for me as an editor that I would want to know more about. And if I were a CNN editor who wrote, was an editor for Traveler, probably not, because this is potentially sticky stuff, and you want the best investigative reporters turning over everything they need to in order to bring this to the page. Do you understand that? I mean, I hate to be a downer about this, but there is a really great piece here for boomer markets, and I would encourage this author to pitch it, redo this, and pitch it to them. Until the next time, be well, keep writing.